Good morning, YouTube. It's 10 a.m. in the great state of Texas, and we are doing our first spooky season bowl of October. So you guys are watching this on October 1st, and I decided that for the entire theme of October, we're just going to do Halloween-inspired and fall-inspired projects. So I love this color orange. Orange is, everybody thinks of pumpkins and fall and jack-o'-lanterns and stuff like that. So I had that left over. I also had these scrap leftover pieces from some bowls that we did a couple of months ago and decided just to do a small warm-up project for October. So we got those cut on the bandsaw. I had trouble shooting this shot, so that's why I was going in and out of the camera frame, and that's why I was being goofy. But the orange setup in the epoxy, like I said, it was going to be a leftover project, so all we're doing here is mixing up some resin and getting everything positioned in the bowl that we want, let that harden, and then we're going to come back with the actual colors that we want to add to it. So this is going to be a multi-layered colored bowl. You can see here everything is adhesed and on the bottom, so we won't get any kind of floating once we put it into the epoxy. So here we go. We're going to do purple and this cool green color. So you guys might recognize these two colors from some previous projects that we did last month or the month before. We're just mixing up about 8 ounces of resin per color, and then we're going to pour that over this and then put it in the pressure pot for about 4.5 hours, and then we're going to turn it on the lathe. So this is a bit of a smaller project, but we do those on the channel, so this is just the first bowl for fall. So here we go, mixing things up really good, and if you guys are watching my YouTube shorts, you saw this portion of it. So a good pour, getting everything mixed up nice and neat, covering all that wood, and now we're just going to throw this into the pressure pot for about 4.5 hours, like I said. So 4.5 hours later, getting this out of the mold. Fun fact, this is actually set up for like a week. So initially there was another video that was going to post for Sunday, but I decided just to go ahead and do something a little bit different since it's October. So really love the colors, love the marbling, love all that on there. And now we're just going to come back and center it and put the screws in and get this faceplate stuck on. I was doing pine board for these, when I would just put a piece of pine board and then screw that in there, but the wood is just cracking from Lowe's. I don't know if the wood from Lowe's is just getting worse, but decided just to go ahead and put the faceplate on there. So here we go, getting this onto the lathe. I really love the color of this bowl, by the way. I don't know if I've said that 50 times, but I'm pretty sure I did. But next week's project is going to be slightly a little bit more interesting. I'm going to try to make, I'm not going to spoil it. I'm going to let you guys wait until next week when that project comes out. But this project's pretty cool too. So once we got that on there, not a whole lot of problems with this portion of it. So I made this bowl literally yesterday or 2 days ago on a Friday. And I wasn't going to do this. This wasn't going to be a Halloween themed project. I was going to let another video come out about that. But I got this on here. This part really didn't give me any kind of issues or anything, and usually with the smaller projects when I do these, I don't have a lot of issues because I've gotten so good at making these smaller type of bowls. But once we start the gouging portion of it, we're going to have some issues just a little bit. So all we're just doing here, you can see the wood already coming out. The epoxy set up real nice. We're getting good ribbons, good shavings off. Now we're just working the bottom portion of it. And this part really didn't have any kind of issues or anything, which is good because I don't know what it is about fall, but I feel like in the fall I usually have a lot more problems than I do in the summer. But that one didn't have any issues at all. So now we're just making the mortise, getting that in there real nice and neat, and then we're going to come up. I think I have to stop the lathe like 3 or 4 times on this one just to size up the mortise. I would think by now I would have been an expert on making that, but I guess not. So got everything sized down the way that I wanted to. Now we're just taking the faceplate off, and then we're going to flip this onto the lathe and start the gouging part, which is going to be a little problematic for me. Oh, now I remember what happened. So if you saw, I don't think I stopped the camera enough for you to see, but there was a part on there where the epoxy didn't set up on the edge. You can probably see it there if you slow it down a little bit. But I have to make like this, weird arching lip of the bowl. So usually the lips of the bowls that I do are pretty sharp, but you can see there that they're a little bit oblong a little bit. So a little wonky, and that was kind of a little problematic, but not a whole lot of issues there. So once we got into the gouging part, initially we didn't have any issues, but for some reason once I got to the bottom of the bowl, when I got to a nice depth, I came back and started hitting it with the square carbide tool, and I just got so much chatter. I don't know what it was. Honestly, I was a little aggressive with the chisel. I was kind of in a mood yesterday. I want to make stuff. You ever just like make stuff, but you're in a mood and you're like, I really am not feeling it? I don't know. I love woodworking because it's a good distraction, but sometimes I'll get a little aggravated with my project and I'll get a little aggressive, and luckily nothing flew off the lathe and hit me in the face. So I guess overall I could be happy about that. But I felt like the gouging part had a lot of issues, but once I slowed it down and really stopped, thank God this was a smaller project, because I think if this was larger, I definitely would have had a lot more issues than I did. And fun fact, once I got to the depth that I wanted, I realized that I almost ate all the way through the wood. You can see there's barely any wood and epoxy on the bottom, so oof, got lucky on that one. But this is the mess it made, getting everything cleaned up, and then we'll start my favorite part, which is sanding, because you guys know how much I love sanding. Sanding is so much fun. Gosh. Anyway, went from 340 all the way up to 1500 like we usually do. No micro mesh pads on this one because of the wood. Usually I won't do the micro mesh, but the colors look absolutely beautiful. So once I, sanded everything down, put that wood wax on there, it looks absolutely gorgeous. I love these colors, real Halloween-esque type colors. You got the green, the purple, and the orange. It looks really, really good. And this is what it looks like after it's all polished and sanded. Looks absolutely gorgeous. But this is the first project of Halloween season, spooky season. So all the other projects for October, with the exception of one, are all going to be kind of like Halloween themed. And I think you guys will really like those. But anyway, hope you guys like this project. Love how this looks. You can see I almost ate all the way through to the bottom. Thank goodness that didn't end up happening. And I love the way the wood, also the dark wood color, really makes it pop as well. But really happy how this turned out. I'm probably going to do this, like I said, for so many of my other projects. I'm probably going to do this one again. But really love how that looks out. That looks gorgeous. I love this. Anyway, I'm just rambling, but hope everybody has a good October, and subscribe, all that good junk, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Alright, so project is done, and this one looks really, really cool. I love how this turned out, the multicolors, the layers, the wood. It looks really, really cool. So I'm going to title this one the Spooky Season Bowl, because you guys are watching this on October 1st. Today is September 30th, 2023. Let me make sure. 29th. So today's the 29th. It's Friday. Finish this on Friday. You guys are literally watching this 2 days from now. So really happy how this turned out. Little bit of problems, a little aggravated today, so my patience with the chisels weren't all there, but overall really happy how this looks. Real shiny, multicolor, all the Halloween. You got the orange, the purple, the green. So really love how this turned out. So there was a project that was going to be scheduled for Sunday. You guys will watch that God knows when. Starting to get better about spacing out these projects, so we have like weeks in advance in case I can't get into the shop and make something. And it's cooling down in the state of Texas, so it is only 88 degrees right now. So all of October's projects are going to be Halloween and fall themed, so that's what you guys have to look forward to for the rest of the month. But hope you guys liked it. Hope you got something out of it. I've come up with an idea for the one I want to do for Halloween week, so stay tuned for that. So I'll see you next week. Don't forget to subscribe, like all that bullshit that every YouTuber says. And if you didn't, go back and watch a video I put out on Friday. I built a table, kind of, sort of. Really happy how that turned out. So go check that one out too, and all the other stuff on the channel. So I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, happy spooky season. All right, bye.